Hi and welcome to Yoga Berry, your yoga for scoliosis community. So today I'm going to show you a couple of yoga poses which are great for S-curve scoliosis, and you can see it here on my t-shirt, so I hope that this helps you as well as a little bit of a visual guide. My name is Christine Jareggi-Berry and I teach yoga for scoliosis. You can find out all about the community and my online and offline courses in the description below. So we're going to start in sitting, and you can either come into kneeling, you can come into Virasana hero pose, which is a little bit harder on the knees, or you can sit on a chair as well. The reason why I would like to avoid sitting cross-legged is because it brings a little bit of asymmetry into the lower body, and we want to keep the pelvis really nice and level for this first stretch that we're going to do, and it's a side stretch. So we're going to think about where we want to create a little bit more length. So if you have the same curve pattern as this one, which is a right thoracic, left lumbar curve, you want a little bit more space in the left thoracic spine, and you want a little bit more space on the right lumbar side. So these are always the things that you want to keep in mind. So let's do a little bit of side stretches. We're going to bring the left arm up over the head, lengthen, and then take the arm over. So just notice I'm just bending here from the upper spine because I want to lengthen the left thoracic. I don't want to lengthen the waist here because that is already long. And we're just breathing here into the left side of the spine. Good, and then slowly release. Good, let's do the other side. So we're going to bring the right arm up. Now we want to create the space in the waist now. So see if you can bend a little bit more from the waist, but keeping the right shoulder back and down. Obviously, if your S-curve is the other way around, you're going to have to reverse the instructions. Good, and then release. Let's do this again. So left arm up. Remember, we're just bending here from the upper part, creating that little bit of space. This should feel good. Maybe a little bit challenging if you have a lot of tension, but hopefully it feels good. And release, and then over to the other side, again into the waist a little bit more. Good, and then coming back up. Good, let's release the shoulders. So we're just going to roll the shoulders backwards. So always drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Now if you have a little bit of a rib hump on one side, if you have a larger thoracic curve, and that is on the right side, maybe think about drawing the right shoulder kind of back in and down a little bit more than the left. Good. Lovely. And then let's release. Good. Let's come into all fours. I'm going to bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees hip distance apart, and we're just going to start to rock backwards and forwards. So very easy. It's a great preparation if you want to start getting into plank pose a little bit more, which is a great pose for scoliosis. But today we're just rocking backwards and forwards. Good, coming back to center, and then let's move the hips from side to side. So just very gentle movements from side to side. And notice how the muscles on the side of the waist are contracting. Is there one side harder than the other? So for me, I have a left lumbar, right thoracic curve. My lumbar curve is bigger than my thoracic curve. So I find it more challenging to move the hips over to the left. But that means I need to do it a little bit more. Good. And then coming back to center. Good. Let's tuck the toes under. We're going to bring the hips somewhere halfway between the knees and the heels. And then we're going to start to walk the hands forwards. This is called extended puppy pose. One of my favorite poses for scoliosis because it really lengthens the spine. So lengthening through the crown of the head and then lengthening through the tailbone. So that in itself, that lengthening action is so good for S-curve scoliosis. And then if you want to adjust your specific curve pattern and you have a right thoracic, left lumbar curve, move the hand slightly off center to the right, and then can you move the right hip slightly back, so as if you want to lengthen the right side of the waist. And then coming back to symmetry, and then slowly release. Good, so I hope you enjoyed this very simple, very easy stretches which you can do to release any tightness from your S-curve scoliosis. If you want a little bit more, there's a whole playlist up here or up there for S-curve scoliosis, so feel free to check that out, and I see you very soon for the next video.